Hello, hello! Frosty Liar here, back for another episode of Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Let's check out what we have to do. We're on a win streak of 3. We did Cain last time, and it looks like we still need Eve, Samson, and Eden. But you know what? I think it's time for a Samson run. Samson is he's a fan favorite. You know, he kills lions or something. I really don't know Samson's story biblically, so don't quote me. Here's a seed N04M F2XR. So you guys can play along if you so desire. If you do not desire, then I encourage you not to. And I think we're going to check out this curse room right away, just because we are Samson. It's just a spirit heart. That's not so bad as long as we don't lose it. I think we will be fine. We just can't get hit. I suppose that's all that we have to do. We just have to not get hit. If we don't get hit, then we'll be fine. But I mean, it's just Basement 1, so... and I have a little bit of experience with Basement 1, so hopefully that carries through. There's always the chances that we get annihilated. Fear Shot is pretty good, actually. I mean, I personally really like Fear Shot. It doesn't do any extra damage, but it does keep the enemies away from you, which is nice, because you don't want enemies to be all up in your junk. And you can see those are little, like, yellow or green or neon like shots that come out occasionally. They have Mom's perfume in it, which, let's be honest, would frighten anybody. I don't know if you remember the smell of your mom's perfume. I don't, because I'm not a weirdo. Haha, just kidding, I'm like calling people out. Like, there is a whole section of society that buys perfume for their parents. I assume I assume you don't buy perfume for your dad, but you know, there are people nowadays that have two moms or something, or maybe your dad likes to wear perfume. I mean, whatever. That's really not that big of a deal. So, hold on. We're just gonna try and, like, use some dodging skills, and we'll be fine. Dingle! Okay, we gotta concentrate here. Don't let Dingle get up all in our face, but luckily we did fear him, so if he does charge, he should not charge towards us, which would be good. But as long as he wants to keep doing his little Triforce shots, that's gonna be fine. We'll just slowly wear him down. And we did get a 2 ticks of, like, damage increase with Samson there. When we went into the curse room, so we're doing a little bit more damage than we would otherwise be. Let's just make sure he doesn't push his little dingles into our hair, you know, our majestic hair of Samson right now, which would be really unfortunate, because the last thing you want is a dingle in your hair, and then you got to talk about, like, dingleberries and dingle craziness and all of that. So HP up is actually just fine. I do value our HP as Samson a little bit more than I do with other characters, just because our HP is what allows us to gain damage as time goes on. But unfortunately, we're on Basement 2 now, and our damage has been reset to absolute garbage. So, what am I looking for in our deal with the devil? Hopefully a damage upgrade, or anything that augments our damage would be fantastic, personally. There is a tinted rock in that room back there, but we don't have a bomb yet, so it is meaningless. It lacks all meaning. That's probably not true. I mean, it obviously has some meaning. Otherwise, I wouldn't have mentioned it whatsoever. Even the rocks in this game can have meaning, because you can find black markets and all sorts of fun stuff underneath them. We are not going to be looking for those unless we get something like Leo or Thunder Thighs or something. I don't even know if I have all that. I assume I still have Leo. I should have Leo, just because like, it's one of the zodiac signs that you get right at the beginning. Here is a damage upgrade, so this is exactly what I asked for. So I would take more damage upgrade, because this is essentially just put us at kind of near where you start out with other characters anyways. So, you know, I mean, it's not fantastic. But we are trying not to take damage here, because we don't want to lose our spirit heart. Otherwise, I could, like, intentionally go into that curse room back there, which could potentially be good. And again, with this tarot card here, I would consider trying to get it, because I've been practicing and I think I know how to get to him now, as long as you just, you know, try a little bit. But we're not going to do it quite yet, because if I mess up and we take red heart damage, that could be devastating. The Gurglings? Gurglings aren't normally too difficult. You kind of just have to not get boxed in, which is almost what happened there, as I was discussing it. That's what, you know, there we go. See, look. I got hit already. We have to really concentrate now. We can't take any more damage. So let's just take out the flies. Okay. That one's feared, so that's actually a good thing. The thing with the Gurglings, just kind of stay away from them, or whichever direction they're walking, try and be like behind them or perpendicular to them, or as you can see, if you fear shot them, they're not scary at all because they will just leave you. But see how they walk away and they won't charge you if they're facing the other direction. Is something that I think works. I don't know if it's actually like a tactic, but it's a tactic I use, and it doesn't let me down very often. And as you can see, we ended up getting a deal with Devil. That's speed and shot speed up, so it's kind of whatever. And there, that's another damage upgrade, which I will gladly take. I don't think I'm going to take Little Brimstone just because, like I said, I value our life a lot more, especially with Samson. I would rather have the red hearts. In case we get like a blood bank or something like that, or an IV bag, we're able to kind of crank our damage up a lot more. Go ahead and use this 2 of clubs and just take the 2 of hearts with us. In like an emergency heal situation, we kind of have it. So I think we will go get that tinted rock that was right here really fast, and then we'll probably go check out the curse room. We'll leave that for just now, and this is fine actually. Nothing spectacular, but we are able to give ourselves a little bit more buffer room for the next floor. That's 3 spirit hearts, so you know, I can't complain. There's no complaining happening here. We need to check for a secret room, actually. There could be one right here, which means I probably could have saved my trouble. Oh crap, that almost backfired. We could have saved the trouble to taking the damage, but like I said, taking damage isn't so bad. But I did lose part of my spirit hearts there, which kind of backfires. Unfortunately, we can't get that tinted rock because we don't have flying, which is a huge disappointment to everybody involved. And you know, that's just the reality of the situation. So we're on Caves 1. We're moving a little quickly here, so this is good so far. It looks like we're only about 6 or 7 minutes in right now, so that's fine. That's infestation. It's not fantastic, but it'll have to do. It'll do, pig. It'll do. That's the famous line from Babe. And there you go. There's an example of how it works. That's why I took that damage intentionally. We're gonna go and check this out right now because we do have the spirit hearts for buffering, and you know, we get a little bit of a damage increase, like I said, because we're Samson, so it all works out, you know. And on these later floors, you kind of want to be able to crank up your damage a little bit. I say later, I mean this is just caves, but you know, we want our damage to be a little more substantial because we're going to be dealing with slightly more difficult enemies as time goes on. So this is crazy right here. This room is nuts because you kind of have to like get into the pit of hell here and like fight little dingle masters here, which isn't so bad. But man, the little dingle almost got me actually. But I think we're shooting these guys in like 1 shot, so that's pretty awesome. We just take them out. And another spirit heart. That's incredibly lucky, I think. And we'll just try and take this guy out. You see, like if we didn't have the damage, it would take many more shots for us to like take those guys out, or take these guys out in particular, because you know, you don't want to be standing here like shooting forever trying to take one of them out and there's another one chasing you. It just turns into like the worst experience of your entire life, which is probably not true. Like there are other people that have like terrible experiences, and well, that was the smartest thing I've ever done in my entire life, which again is also not true. It seems like I'm in quite an exaggeratory mood. I don't think exaggeratory is a word, but it sounds like one, and that's the most important thing. This looks like a champion Gertie, and if I am correct, I think it's not ever going to shoot at us, which means I kind of want to be like on the other side. We'll take out his little guys here because he'll keep destroying his like little red orbs at his feet or whatever. I say feet, but it's just, what is Gertie? It's like just a pile of like, I don't know, organs. I mean, Gertie is kind of like disgusting if you think about it. I mean, if you really look at Gertie, it's probably one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my entire life. Again, with the entire life. You know, I gotta come up with a better catchphrase because that's just not it. And a black heart was dropped, so that is convenient as well. But there's flight, and I am tempted to actually take it. I think we will, because flight just allows us a lot of opportunities to kind of like hide and dodge and maneuver, and I've said it before, but I always play better with flight. I think flight is a huge boost to my playstyle personally. I think that flight could be, I mean, it's obviously an upgrade to be able to fly, And you can go into curse rooms and stuff for half a heart rather than a whole heart, because you can just, you know, fly in. It's obviously a beneficial thing to have, but I do amnesia, great. But we're almost done with the floor, so it's really not that big of a deal. And but yeah, so oh well, that was really nice. 2 keys, like 1,000,000 monies, and it looks like we might have enough for the shop. Oh no, we're gonna have 14, so we need to find 1 coin to make the shop worthwhile. But you know, whatever. If we can't, then too bad. If we can, then awesome. But yeah, I think that flight could be a purely playstyle choice. I think it could. It comes down to, like, are you willing to give up 2 hearts for flight? Which probably not for a lot of people. But for me, I think I will end up taking way less than 2 hearts of damage. Like, I'm saying my damage will be reduced as far as, like, my ability to dodge and whatnot, and not running over spikes accidentally or silly stuff like that. It will pay for itself, essentially, like, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And we got that coin at the end there, which is fine. And we are going to get this just because we have infestation. May as well. And yeah, I was thinking about donating, I guess. But we'll take the Spirit Heart. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal if we take the Spirit Heart or if we donate. But more health is more health. And if you've guys seen, or if oh my God, I'm gonna get this sentence out. I'm gonna struggle, and I'm gonna do it. If you guys have seen me play before, then of course you know that I get hit quite often. So here's a pretty good example of how we have 2 damage upgrades, and you can see, like, these guys don't have really high health, and it's like not the easiest thing to take them out. But this is just sort of an example of how, like, you know, getting those damage upgrades and then kind of like resetting at the beginning of every floor can affect you overall. So again, I would still like another damage upgrade or anything that kind of increases our DPS overall, like a tears upgrade. Piercing shots is an excellent example. That's just what I was talking about. Well, I wasn't talking about piercing shots, but piercing shots allows you to kind of like hit enemies more than once, or you know, with things like Chubb or whatever, because it like travels through their entire body. And if your shot goes through and hits another enemy, it's just, you know, 1 tier does twice the damage. I mean, that's essentially doubling your damage whenever you get your shots off correctly. I mean, I know it's not doubling overall. Again, there's a mathematician out there who's like trying to calculate this, and to you I say bravo, sir or madam, because you know, I am way too lazy to do that. What's going on here? Oh, this is the room that we took out, like, brimstone. We took out with brimstone in our last run. Man, if you guys saw our last Kane run, it was pretty awesome, actually. It was a little shaky at the start, but it was the run where we unlocked Eve, and we were able to get, you know, a boss rush kill with it as well, which is nice. I just got a thing on my iPad, and I'm sorry about that, because it's going to sound like maybe your phone is going off. And that may confuse you, so sorry about that. Polycephalus is not scary whatsoever, really. Polycephalus doesn't bother me because you just kind of like, I equate Polycephalus to being like this level's Monstro. It's just kind of like rotate around, and like, that's it. It's really all that there is to it. Occasionally he'll do that like explodey shot like that, but you know, that's not that hard to dodge as long as you kind of just stay a little bit diagonal. And every time you think he's going to shoot, you just kind of move. If you're fast enough, it's fine. And here is a tears upgrade. I'm so sorry. My phone just went off again. And I'm going to, like, I need to silence it or something because it would just be like, oh my God. Can you imagine getting, like, text messages the whole time while you're listening to this? It'll drive you crazy. I'm sitting here like, oh man, I just get text messages all the time. I'm so popular. Oh God. Actually, no, it's just my girlfriend telling me about a house listing. We've been looking at trying to decide if we want to move to a house out of the apartments that we're in right now. Because, you know, getting a house is a good investment. For those of you on the edge trying to decide, or if you're a younger individual and you're like, oh man, I want to like go move out of my parents' house and like get an apartment and stuff, or maybe you're a college student, get a house, man. If you can afford it, get a house. You're gonna pay roughly the same amount of rent, okay? So if you can find a house that you pay the same rent and you do like a rent-to-own type deal, It's an investment. You live there for 3 or 4 years, and then when you leave, you just rent it out yourself, you know? Just rent out the apartment yourself, and then, like, you have a source of income that just, like, sits there. It's not gonna be crazy amounts of income or anything, because you're gonna have to pay taxes and stuff on it. But the thing is, you'll always be able to, like, bring in money, and real estate's just a sound investment. Man, there you go. Financial advice from me, Frosty Liar. I'm trustworthy, trust me. In my experience also, people who say I'm trustworthy, trust me, probably are not trustworthy. So maybe you shouldn't trust me. But if you don't believe me, look it up, Google it, check out WebMD, see the symptoms of having real estate, and you'll be happy. That is not what WebMD is used for, but, you know, whatever. You know, don't argue with me, fool. Don't argue with me, fool. Don't call people fools, man. It's rude to call somebody a fool. But, you know, sometimes people have to be called fools. Like, have you heard about all the riots and stuff happening in Baltimore right now? I almost said Boston, but no, it's Baltimore. It's crazy, man. Can you believe that, like, I was reading a report this morning that said there was, you know, so many cars burned and a whole bunch of buildings were caught on fire. There was like 14 or something officers that were injured. Man, that's crazy. Like, I understand that people are upset. No, they're pretty fly awesome. I understand that people are upset about, like, the guy getting injured and then he died in police custody, right? And so, like, they started protesting after his funeral, but, like, his family requested that there would not be any riots and stuff, and they're just not kind of respecting the dead. I always feel like you should respect the dead because the dead have paid their dues. Doesn't matter who you are, from Hitler to Hussein to freaking Jesus, if you want to, like, go down this route. You know, the dead have paid their dues. Like, you can't, like, you've already killed somebody, or somebody has already been killed, or somebody just died of natural causes or whatever. Doesn't matter who they are, they're dead now. Like, they're removed from the planet, and you shouldn't slander the dead. The dead deserve respect. That's my personal opinion. And if you don't like it, well, then I bite my thumb at you, sir. Shakespearean references and insults, what? Ha, such highbrow conversation. He goes from talking about whatevers to whatevers. I say highbrow conversation, I can't even remember what I was talking about. But no, the Baltimore riots, man, it's crazy. I think that there's probably a significant amount of, like, income disparity, I guess, in Baltimore. I mean, it's primarily black population, but what is that? I mean, it's a sensitive subject for a lot of people. But you know what? The truth is that income equality stresses people, man. And look in history, okay? Look historically, whenever people and their money start getting, like, juiced, what happens? You know, they start feeling like, you know, there's no hope, or you're watching and reading about these people that maybe you work for, these CEOs and stuff that have, like, so much money, and it's fine. I mean, they worked for their money, right? They did the work and they earned the ability to kind of, like, make that much money. There's no denying that a lot of them have worked very hard to get where they are. But there are a lot that have not worked hard to get where they are and are, like, plagues on society. And I'm not going to mention any names, but I think we all know that sometimes there are people born into rich families that bring down the family name, okay? And it kind of sucks. It sucks that happens, because then that second generation, while they're just reaping the benefits of their parents, they're, you know, having to deal with the fact that they never really learned to respect money at all. And I think that's a big deal. I've talked about having to, like, respect things, and you kind of have to go without a little bit. So I think, like, I read Bill Gates is only going to give his children, like, $1 million or something like that, or some smaller amount, like, not nearly his incredible amount of wealth, and he gives a lot of his money away, which I think is fine. He's just setting them up. He's saying, you know, get your education, here's, like, a solid start, so that you don't have to, you know, go through the, like, ridiculous struggle that, you know, he had to go through, and just kind of setting him on his feet. Okay, I was like, oh my God, leave me alone, please. Okay, and but you know, it's really not that big of a deal for like a parent to kind of leave money. I mean, that's what the point of a parent is to kind of, like, leave a legacy for your kids. And I think that it's a solid thing what he's doing, saying that he's limiting how much money they have rather than just giving them unlimited access to wealth their entire lives. Because it's true, you're never going to respect kind of like what you have. We're going to donate first. I'd rather donate than buy the trinket room. Well, I guess that answers itself. And we got mom's contact. Oh, fantastic. I didn't even realize we had multiple mom items going on here, but that's fantastic. I say fantastic a lot too, people. I've noticed this, okay? Sometimes I just like to say the word fantastic because I think it's a fantastic word. Get it? But back to the Baltimore rioting and stuff. You know, these people are so angry. They're seeing all of this like despair, and then you see the fact that like people are getting arrested. And granted, I'm gonna totally agree 100%. If the police are trying to stop you, don't run. Don't like call them names or insult them, or like, why would you do that, man? Like, these are public servants, you know, show them respect. And they're just trying to keep people safe. And yes, there are going to be like cases where they're like racist police officers and stuff like that. But man, if you just show people respect, a lot of times you'll get respect in return. But it always takes somebody to take the kind of like initial dive there to show the respect. I missed that tinted rock back there. I totally just saw it as I was jumping down the hole, and I'm sorry. But you know, if you show respect to people, a lot of times they will show you respect in return. Dead Sea Scrolls, by the way, I haven't really talked about it, is like okay. It can backfire and it can be good sometimes. You know, it could be Book of Belial, it could be Kamikaze, it could be freaking who knows. But luckily, our health situation, we're maxed out. That hematemesis or whatever, however you say it, pill is not fantastic, but it's fine. We are able to crank up our damage just a little bit here because, you know, hey, whatever. We found this tinted rock, okay? I'm not gonna miss another one, okay? Actually, yeah, because we have the multiple trinket room, and this means that we can use Dead Sea Scrolls every room now, actually, if we wanted to. I probably won't, because there are just some rooms where you don't need to, but as you can see, kind of helps out maybe a little bit, and just being able to keep the enemies locked in a corner, take them out slowly, and there you go. Dead Sea Scrolls cranked all the way up, man. Cranked up, turned up for what? Okay, I don't know. I'm thinking about going into business and being like just a hype man, okay? So could you imagine? If you want me to be a hype man in your videos, send me your videos and I will just like narrate over them, but I'm just gonna emphasize whatever it is that you say. So you just be like, for example, okay, you're going into a boss fight. We'll talk about Polycephalus because he's the first one that came to mind. You go in there and you're just like, oh man, we gotta fight Polycephalus. I'm gonna be like, Polycephalus ain't shit. He's gonna straight up get wrecked. Do you know who he's messing with? So yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. I will accept PayPal. Also debit cards in the mail. You can just send me them and I will scan them myself. And yeah, so there you go. Don't send me your debit cards because that's probably like a bad idea. I put that bomb in the wrong spot, so whatever, we'll just leave that guy. He looks peaceful anyways. He's got a little pet fly. Maybe that's a version of Judas that didn't make it, and that's his bud, his sworn protector, best bud. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you just don't know. We're gonna go ahead and gamble a little bit, cranks up our damage, and hopefully we get enough money for the shop, or we unlock Blood Bag, which is fine actually. Blood Bag is an HP up, and it's a full heal, so, and we just picked it up. Well, there you go. I support everything that I just did, and it will not always pay out that way, but sometimes it will. And when it does, you should be grateful and show happiness to the world. Well, it was like a bomb and a key for a bomb and a key, I guess, is the way you can look at that. The bean is uninspiring. We'll probably keep Dead Sea Scrolls just because it can be good. It can be good. This is a room where flight, I think, prevents me, well, and our amazing speed prevented me from like taking damage there, so. But what was I talking about? Income disparity and stuff? You know, whatever. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get the boss rush. I think we're past the time here. I kind of wanted to on a previous floor, but it doesn't look like we were able to get here kind of fast enough. We got hung up on Necropolis 1. I was kind of like trying to move, And unfortunately, I just was unable to get here in time. So now we can go clear the rest of the floor, make sure that our time is worthwhile, and that's exactly what we need in the world. But, you know, there we go. We have 14 bombs, though. It must be said that 14 bombs is fantastic. There is, like, nothing in here that I actually want. So, whatever. Let's see, what else do we have? We have a mob trap room, or was it a boss trap room? I can't even remember. It is a boss trap room, unfortunately, and we have already checked for a secret room across the way there, so I guess it's just time to kind of move on. We were able to get 2 HP ups on this floor, if you count Blood Bag as well as the Eternal Heart that we have in our, like, I don't know what you'd call that, our health bar up there, the little half white thing. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So, I don't even know what it did there. I don't know which spacebar item that was, but it looks like we are disintegrating Mom right now. Unfortunately, we took a little bit of damage, but she is now dead. And we got Blood Clot, which is fine. I'm not going to be upset. And then we'll kill Krampus and kind of be on our way. What would I want from Krampus? Actually, either of the things from Krampus would be good right now. We could take his head or lump of coal. I wouldn't be upset. Lump of coal it is, and so that increases our damage a little bit more. And the fact that we have flight, we can kind of like hide out across the screen here in the womb or utero or whatever this place is called, utero. We can kind of hide out across the room and open up this chest and unlock that lock for whatever reason. Not really what I wanted to do, but it's fine. So like this is a room where I can just kind of hang out over here on the right, and our range is good enough to where lump of coal will kind of like take anything out. We're gonna go ahead and go in here. It was totally worth it. We take 1 heart of damage and increase our damage and get the mark. So, you know, all in all, a huge success. I say that was a success. Did you guys see that one guy, his name is like Robert Valentine, he was, I guess, out protesting the rioters in Baltimore? Yeah, I'm back on the rioters. The tick, I don't think we really want the tick. Although we have the chocolate, like we could go back and get the tick. I don't know. Let's worry about this room first. Oh my god, please. Please. Oh my god, this room is terrible. These guys are going to explode if they get too close, and if they run into a cube of meat, they'll explode, and I'll take damage, and I don't want to do that. Is there more? Oh. Oh my god. Ooh. Those are the exploding ones, right? So, yeah, I think so. But let's just keep chugging along here. Our damage is actually pretty solid right now. I have to say that between the mushroom and... What else? Oh, teleport. Okay, between the mushroom and what else did we get? The mark and the pentagram. We were able to kind of like increase, oh, and lump of coal. We were kind of able to increase our damage to a point to where it's actually substantial at this point. And any damage that we take is just going to make us a lot stronger. So, I want it to be said, we will be going to the Satan fight if it is there. It was not there on Arcane Run, which made me a little sad because I felt like we could have easily defeated Satan with Mom's Knife Brimstone combination, which was just outstanding. Polycephalus, not really that terrible. If you would just pop up, please. Today, there you go. Okay, you almost popped up like right up underneath my wings. Let me take you under my wing, Polycephalus, and show you how to die. I don't know why I would have to show you. I would just kill you. Like, that's not really showing you how to die. That's just killing you outright, which is rude, to say the least. And, oh my god. We got hit, but we're not going to get hit again. We kill spiders in 1 hit. That's another tiers upgrade. We're actually looking really strong right now, so we'll just keep going. And I think at some point when we used Dead Sea Scrolls, it gave me a death card. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but I kind of just use it every once in a while, and I'm not really like too focused on what's going on. Got some money, a couple of bombs. We'll dip, we'll move on. But anyways, I was talking about Robert Valentine, man. Holy crap. He like comes out, he's protesting protesters, and he's just like, these kids, they need to get back. He's a like Vietnam veteran, man. He's like, they're not doing anything. They need to get back in their homes, and they need to study, go to school, you know, do something with their lives, because they're out just like being jerks. They like burned down a CVS or something, and when the fire truck came to try and like put it out, they like cut the fire hose on the fire truck. Man, that's crazy. Like, why are you messing with the firemen? The firemen didn't do anything, okay? And I have a lot of respect for firemen. They're crazy. They go into burning buildings and shit. Like, can you believe that? Can you believe that somebody is just like, they see a burning building and they're just like, man, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna put that fire out. I'm gonna get my backhoe, uproot that tree. I just want to know where the gold's at. Give me the gold. I want the gold. No? Man, we got like the Pac-Man effect here. This is nice. We just eat those little things. They kind of look like the little ghosties, right? This is where piercing shots right here is just fantastic because you're able to just take everything out all of a sudden. And that was an easy room. We'll move on. Just looking for a tinted rock really fast. We are a couple hearts down from maximum. There's always a chance that maybe Dead Sea Scrolls could be like Book of Revelations or something of that nature. I would, you know, accept it at any point. You know, it's more than welcome to give me hearts of health for fun. Or if it turned into the Book of Belial, I would also be happy. That would make me thrilled. We're not using it on like these smaller rooms because honestly, I think it kind of like slows me down a bit. But this one, these guys are gonna last anyways. Oh, look at this. Okay, so even if the Mom's Heart fight does not give us a way to Satan, we made that little portal out there, so we're able to kind of like go out and do it ourselves. We'll just go down to Shoal on our own accord. Take that, game. It looks like we got like Book of Shadows or something here, so this is pretty nice. I'm just trying to like take him out with cube meat. Pretty easy. And the Satan fight did show up, so we will just drop down. I think this should, if we defeat Satan this time, we should get the negative, which means we should, oh, experimental treatment, which is not fantastic actually, but whatever. It's that all stats up and then shuffled thing, but we should be able to get the, we don't need speed up. We should be able to get the, I need to like blow up the center here. Yeah, no, we need to get the negative so that we can go down to the dark room, which will just be spectacular. But I would very much like to, I think we have to defeat Mom like 10 or 11 times or something to unlock the other shenanigans, but I don't really know for certain. I know the game gets more and more difficult like the more often you beat Mom's Heart, but that's okay, because as you can see, we're on like a pretty good solid win streak right now. The game's been kind to us. I'm a little worried about playing Eden actually, because I feel like Eden is going to be the reason that we lose at some point, because Eden's a toss-up, man. If you get good stats at the beginning, then it can be easy, but if you get bad stats at the beginning, you got like one blue heart, or one blue heart, one spirit heart, and like that's it, then what are you gonna do? We don't need the stars card. I think we'll probably just keep death, and we'll be on our way. Hopefully we find the boss fight soon, which apparently just happened immediately. And we should be able to beat Satan, I would think. I mean, our damage is fine. We have flight, we have a little bit of a health buffer, and if we take more damage, we'll just get stronger. So I have no words. I have no words to say. Oh, and a strength card. Actually, I think we'll take the strength card and use the strength card kind of like right away here. And it'll make us a little bit stronger, which is fine. It's good, good news. Go ahead and take out the Fallen. Went really fast, actually. I say really fast, you're still there, but I mean, come on, like you're dead now. Go ahead and take this out. I think one of my little flies absorbed a shot again, too, there. I think there was like 2 shots that were absorbed. Fantastic. Go, pretty fly. Go, pretty fly. You're so fly. I love you. Don't die. Don't let me die either. You're gonna die, Satan. You're not scary to me. Oh, look, we got Book of Shadows again. Come on. I'm gonna kill you with cube meat, man. Come on, get some meat action. There you go. Oh, man, cube meat's so good. Come on, there you go. And that's the Satan fight, guys. Pretty easy. I'm glad that it went so well. So there we go, we got blood rights in the basement, and we got the negative as I suspected. And you saw there, we got the negative all filled out. And now Samson's got a Mom's Heart and a Satan kill. We're on a win streak of 4, guys. We still need to do Eve, and we still need to do Eden. We have 7 even Eden tokens, so I really can't avoid doing it any longer. But thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.